Gilding is the process of putting gold leaf or copper or silver leaf onto a substrate to accentuate it or to protect it.
With gilding, you're actually kind of controlling the paper that the gold is attached to, and that you're not actually handling the gold. Care and craftsmanship are key. We clean the whole thing thoroughly. 2 coats of primer minimum. On the statue, we actually use 3 coats of primer to ensure that all the little pits in the casting were well filled and smooth. Late in the day, we put size-ons, and then the following morning, we target the gilding. Most people are familiar with the gold that comes in the little square in a book. When they make rolls, they actually make the same little squares, but they put them on a roll of paper instead of in a booklet of paper. Most of what we're applying up on the dome here will be what they consider a master roll, or 4-inch wide, and then they cut those to different sizes per your orders for different applications. So we've got a bunch of smaller stuff too for doing the little tucking in the little corners and things like that.
We get all our gold from Italy. It's all handmade, so it's very, very old tradition, and it's an honor to know how to do it and be a master in it and spread it all over the country.
The reason it's so beautiful and holds up so well is it's incredibly chemically non-reactive. It'll hold up to all of the conditions that environments will throw at it. What the weather really will react to is what's under the gold. So that's why we do such pains to make sure we have a good substrate underneath there to make sure that that will be stable and that the gold will hold up as long as possible. Gold leaf itself, the gold itself will last in perpetuity if it were in a controlled environment. All the wonderful artifacts from ancient Egypt that had gold leaf on them were essentially the same gold leaf we're using today. And we're using a rather pure version of it too. We're using 23 3/4 karat. The only gold they manufacture that's more refined than that, of course, is 24 karat, and that is only used for edible gold.
It's great satisfaction. We learn that on jobs of how important those spaces are to the parishioners, the public, everybody. To see the shine and the glow of the building itself to the people afterwards, it's great.
I try very hard not to underappreciate working on the statue of Mary up on the top of the dome. I mean, I've seen it from the ground a million times. I always admire the vision of the sculptor to understand the scale that they're working within too. So, there'd be an easy temptation to put a smaller, a life-size Mary will be visible from the ground, but I took a picture of my crew up on the scaffold the other day just from the level that the stairways come to, which is 40 feet below the level where they were standing, and just seeing how tiny they looked up there really makes you, you put that in your little pocket of memories and go, yeah, it's pretty cool.